AA a way of life for you? Or is it just something you do every now and then? For me, it's important that I live recovery. When I wake up, it's one of the first things I think about. And when I pray to God, I ask for His help in staying sober. I thank Him for keeping me sober. Throughout the day, I consider it. It doesn't mean that I don't have a life outside of AA, but AA is a big, big part of my life. And in fact, I live the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I think it's in the 12th step. It says, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to the other alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Are you practicing the principles in all your affairs? Good question, huh? That's easier said than done. However, the steps are possible. They make it possible to practice these principles in all our affairs. Because even when you mess up, there's a step 10. You know, you can make it right immediately, or at least almost immediately. When we're wrong, we'll promptly admit it. A friend of mine says, my wife is really good at practicing a 10th step because every time I'm wrong, she promptly admits it. Anyway, back to being serious. Yeah, the steps are designed to be a way of life. And, you know, it took me years to realize that. I mean, literally took me years. To me, steps are things that you take, and then when you're done taking the steps, you're done. Well, that's not the way the 12 steps work. You know, instead of steps, it's almost like a dance that never ends. The music just keeps on playing. So, yeah, they're like dance steps. You know, you don't take one dance step and never do it again, do you? No. So, it's a way of life. And with AA, I can happily dance through life. Don't get me wrong. I know it sounds like I talk about nothing but AA, and you know, I live and breathe AA, and I can't carry on a normal conversation without bringing it up. That's not true. You know, I'm as normal as I've ever been, and you know what? Normal is completely overrated. I enjoy my sobriety, and I want others to enjoy their sobriety as well. It's an enjoyable thing. Recovery is such a joy, especially when you compare it to the life that I had before recovery. As a way of living, you know, maybe you've seen the principles of living. I don't know if Bill was talking about these particular principles when he said that in step 12 about, you know, practice these principles in all your affairs. But the principles of living, they go with each step. I don't have them memorized, but it's basically, you know, all the things that we weren't. Honesty, integrity, love through service, things like that.
So the principles of living are acceptance, hope, faith, courage, honesty, patience, humility, willingness, brotherly love, integrity, self-discipline, and service.
And I have to be honest, some of those words, I had to look them up because I didn't even know what they meant, much less how to be that way. But they're principles of living. They're a way of life. and we practice these principles in all our affairs, well, that means that I'm honest today. I have integrity today. You know what integrity basically means? It means I do the right thing even when nobody's looking. That's not who I used to be. That's one of those words I had to look up. Anyway, this is a way of life. And you know that love through service of others, man, that's huge in AA. And anybody that's in the program knows that. That's what sponsorship is about. It's about helping somebody else. That helps me get out of myself. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about AA as a way of life. And it's funny because I realized just today, this morning, when I was doing my meditations and stuff, there's actually an organization that's called AWOL, AA Way of Life. It's a spin-off from AA, but obviously they think of it as a way of life. I'm not ready to join any spin-offs or anything like that, but it's kind of cool that it's kind of universal, that AA is a way of life. You know, give me some feedback, y'all. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about living the AA life and applying these principles in all our affairs. Is that an issue for you? Or do you have no problem at all with that? I've found that there's always room for improvement. You guys have a fantastic day, okay? And just keep living the way of life. See you next time. Bye-bye.